Another night of something. Tonight we're gonna make a rotating turret. It's gonna have a good ol' yeah. And it's gonna have a hitch. And it's gonna, I need another color. I don't have one, unfortunately. It's gonna shoot stuff. And it's gonna be in Unity. Okay. So let's get this show on the road. All right, let's go to Unity. What have we got? Let's see. We got a heavy turret prefab, and it's got a couple of components. Let's open up the prefab and see what's going on here. So we have a model, which consists of the base and the turntable, and then this one is a separate model. It's a separate piece. So what's that mean? We're gonna have a script that gets attached to this, and it's gonna take an input, which will be an aim direction, a direction like a vector that we want it to aim at, basically. I'm not sure if I want that to be relative or an absolute position. We're gonna like aim at this position in world space, or we're gonna aim at this vector relative to us. I'm gonna start with the local version first, and we'll work from there. Basically, if we go on to I have two monitors, and for a while it was one on top of the other, and then I moved it so that it's to the side, but I never adjusted the control scheme, so I keep trying to, I just changed it tonight, and I keep trying to go up to go over onto the other screen, but I changed it so that I can go over onto the other screen, and it is just confusing me now, so damned if I do, damned if I don't. Anyway, paper. Let's go back to the paper for a sec. We're gonna have a couple things already that we know about for our script, and let's see what we got. Our inputs are gonna consist of a vector 3 aim direction. That should really be it, but maybe there will be some other things like the delta t, she should be a float. Time frame. Time step. Basically the time between frames is what I'm trying to say. My god. Step. Though this might be delta t. It's like engine delta t or something like that. I forget exactly what it is in the game. In the engine rather. And then internally for a given turret, we'll have a couple variables. One will be a float corresponding to how quickly both or either the pitch and yaw are able to change, so a yaw speed and a pitch speed. Let's see. Probably I don't know. I don't know what else. I think that's fundamentally it. Some functions that we're gonna have are gonna be like an if firing or on fire, which will be called an update when like a controller that's outside of the turret script is telling it to fire, we'll set some boolean to true within the thing, and then if it's fired, we'll set it to false, and then we'll check the input again to see if it's still there, and we'll flip the state back, and then when you update, it'll be like, okay, we're still firing, and then I'm gonna say like an aim. There's gonna be some time-based aim thing. I don't know what kind of inputs it's gonna take. I'm not sure exactly what it's gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that as we're going. Basically, if we're not aiming at the exact target yet, change like our pitch and yaw according to our available pitch speed and our available yaw speed and delta time, and the aim direction, and basically that should be it. I'll figure this one out when we get to it. And then what outputs? I don't know if we're gonna have like really any outputs yet. Essentially though, the important thing for the aim is that it's checked or performed every frame. Okay, so what I'm thinking is aim will be like when we have a target, when we have an aim direction to go in, then we will do the aiming. But there might be some circumstances in the game where you don't want the turret to be like moving around. You might say like just keep aiming the direction that you're aiming in, which will be like there's nobody controlling it, there's no targets in range. You might have it locked for one or another reason, etc. This should be pretty straightforward. We're going to internally have to decide. We're gonna get from the model. So one of our inputs is gonna be the game object, corresponding to like our prefab, our heavy turret prefab. And from there we're gonna get its up direction, and the up will tell us which axis our yaw is going to revolve around. So we're basically doing some like change of basis like stuff in the localization process, but we're not just changing it from vector space to vector space. We're also going from like orthogonal coordinates to angular coordinates. So we'll get an up direction, and then we're gonna need the gun and its forward the gun and its like left or right axis, basically. I guess it could be the same for no, it definitely has to be the guns. Left or right. I'm not sure which unit vector is like default. You should be able to get one, but it's the one or the other, or both. It's just that the difference is probably going to be one is positive and one is the negative version of the other one. So whatever happens to be easiest to work with. But so that'll give us like, we have a gun, it's pointing in this direction, and then we have this like axis through it, since we can only really pitch this component. Like this component by definition is only ever going to be pitched because of the structure of the turret that we got going on. It's not just like a floating gimbal. It's got three major components. It's got the base that doesn't move. It's got this part that rotates around, and then it's got the gun that only angles, so that like the whole base has to move in order for the turret to move around. So that is important. We'll need the game object. We'll need the up direction for either the base or the, it should be the same, the base and the turntable. And then the left and right, the horizontal axis that the gun will pitch on. And then with that information, we can tell, we can maybe like get a theta along that axis. I'll when we get to it, I'll do some more drawing, and we will deduce this. Okay, back to Unity with a slow transition. I think I have a turret script already started. I don't think that there's anything in it, and when I open it up, what should happen is that we will get, oh, I'm gonna post what I have so far so that my collaborators can see my changes from last night. We're not going to save anything yet. So I'm starting to use Rider tonight for as my IDE. I've been using IntelliJ for quite a while, and it's made by the same company, and there's a preset for like the key bindings to move it over, and it basically should look the same, just be C#. So hopefully I won't have to do too much guesswork to get it operating. Let me just make sure I have it set up. External tools, Rider, very good. Open by file extension. Oh, gotcha, that's something else. Okay, yeah, this should do it. So let's open up Rider. It's gonna take a second, I think. I should have just opened this in the first place. I'm so sorry. It's gonna open on the wrong screen. Oh, I accidentally switched which monitor is the main. It's okay, I'll have to fix that later, because if I mess with it now, it's gonna mess up everything I've worked so hard for the past 10 minutes. Okay. Fabulous. Okay, so we're gonna do we've got a yaw, we've got a pitch, we've got a yaw rate and a pitch rate. I want to express yaw as the angle of deflection from forward about the up axis. Relative to the base of the turret. So like the things that I'm gonna need are the okay, so I'm gonna need the bases forward. I'm probably gonna need the turntable, like I'm gonna need both the base and the turntable's forward vector. And then in order to get the difference between the two of them, I'm gonna have to do some like vector projection or something. I don't know. I could just get one component of the thing, and since one is parented to the other, I think the transformation should actually be straightforward. I won't have to do any extra localizing stuff. Okay, wow. This is different. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna make a couple of booleans. I'm gonna bump up my text size so y'all can see. Can I? Oh, I can just zoom in. I love that. Love it when I can do that in an editor. And I guess I'll change my color scheme so it's a little more visible. Maybe I won't do that right away, unless I can find it like right now. I'm like waiting for these errors to go away, because sometimes that happens when I first open a new like ID. It's like, oh my god, I'm really confused. Color scheme, yes. Rider dark seemed yeah, that should be pretty legible. What's it look like on my screen? Looks okay. I'll just zoom in a little bit farther. Okay. So we've got what do you mean you can't resolve the simple float? I do not understand. This is gonna be a problem in a minute. Let's look some stuff up. Oh, I'm gonna share this again. I'll just ignore the errors for now. No, figure this out later. Because it'll still run in Unity. It's just that in here it's confused. Yell rate, pitch rate, start. Oh, but I need to be able to get symbols from Unity. Okay. What the hell is this site? Rider. Rider for Unity. Open existing, start Rider and open the solution. Oh, okay. I have to manually open the... Let's see, we got some documents. We got some Unity. We got some Dogfighter HD. We got some... What have we got? The solution? But why are we still full of errors? Excuse me. Oh! Oh, it's redoing. That's good. The website did say that I needed to go to Unity and then back. I didn't believe it. I should have trusted the internet, but I didn't. Let's see. Did it fix it? Apparently not. System collections. Another song, but it can't resolve. I'm gonna try this again. Can I just exit this, Let's see what happens. I love a video in which the subject... I was gonna sneeze. I didn't. Oh, I built the project. Aha! Okay, there we go. I just had to build it. Okay, that's fine. I can do that. Alright, let's... Woo! Thank you, everyone. Okay, y'all pitch, y'all rate, pitch rate, update, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's more like it. Ugh. Okay, it's just suggestions. Okay, I was about to get real frustrated. Oh, we're gonna make a boolean. That's why am I sneezing? Bool. So used to Java. Bool. Aiming. Oh. Oh. Wow. Okay. All right. That's fine. Let's just be consistent. Private. They are members of the turret mono behavior. Okay. Update is called once per frame. Start. What should we start with? For the time being, I'm going to start with aiming equals true, and update. Oh, okay. I need some input. Start aiming frequently update, void update, start. Okay, in start, I'm going to try and get the inputs that I need. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come back to this in just like a sec. So we're gonna have a private vector 3. Target relative. And I will probably change that to like target absolute later. So I'm just gonna start with relative for now, and we'll convert it later. Okay, so that's not okay. Void aim. What aim will do is take a vector 3. It's V. Love single letter variable names. This is my Java coming out. This target equals V. Just as explicit as possible. V, and just in case V is not this actually is like so much easier than I had expected it to be. So we'll give V is world vector. So I'm going to make it W. And this target is going to be okay, so this target equals W minus position, which the position is going to be the position of the gun, actually, the gun itself. Yes, yeah, because that's going to be all, because ultimately that's where the projectile is going to shoot out of, and what we want is like the origin of the projectile to be in the right place. So position of gun center, sure. And so what this will be is the target is going to be a relative, is going to be the vector directed from position from position to W. And so that'll be our relative vector, and fabulous, we don't really have to do too much. That's great. I'm really pleased about that. And I'm gonna have to update that every frame. So target is gonna be, oh, I see. I guess we can just call aim every time we need to, every frame. It seems like a lot, but maybe not. Somewhere okay, I'm gonna need a couple of game objects. One is gonna be the target game object. So maybe the, this is gonna be difficult actually. I'm gonna go back on what I just did, and say that the target has to be an absolute position in world space, and then we'll just do that little subtraction thing later on, because W isn't going to change even if our position changes, and we can just update, we can use W minus S or W minus position later. Okay. So anyway, back to what I was doing, because it's like, it's funny how like you don't realize, like, yeah, I could have done that a couple of different ways, and it would have made I would have to do a lot of other things in order to get that to work. So game object is going to be which game object am I going to use? I guess I have to use the whole thing. I have to use the whole tree. And we're going to have a base turntable. So I'm going to call it game object turret. And I'm going to just have a couple of them because we're going to need them. No, actually, I'll just refer to the stuff inside of turret as needed. So we got a game object turret. We're gonna need to use the gun itself often, so I'm actually gonna make one for the gun. But all the stuff in between, I'll just like adjust as needed. Refer to them as needed. Anyway, turret, which will be the base node, and then gun, so we can get its position and orientation. I might as well just make one for everything, honestly. Turntable. I might even want to call this a yar. Yar! And a picture. And that should be, it's descriptive and makes sense. So let's see, start. Is this, do I have access to this in the Unity editor, or is that how that works? How do I do this? Add component. Scripts. Turret. Yeah. I love that. Alright, turret. And then in here. What do I have access to? Let's see. I know for a fact that we have another prefab. This is noob shit, but I'm figuring it out. Okay, we're gonna go into the player prefab for a second, and we're gonna look at. Okay, we're gonna look at the player controller script to figure out how Unity communicates with our script. So player controller. It's right here. All right. And player controller mono behavior start cam enabled. Oh, does it have to be public? It does have to be public. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Ah, look. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so turret, yar, picture. And then these will stay private because they'll be derived from the other things. I mean, it's true. So we're gonna need some checks, like if we have VR in a picture, do these things. I'm going to go back into turret. Nope. No. Into the turret prefab. And yeah, okay, so turret is gonna be this. Oh my, it's so easy. Gun is gonna be picture and turntable. Right? Did I do that right? Yeah. What's going on here? I might use that instead. Okay, turntable is... What the hell? Okay, turntable is going to be our YAR. And our picture is going to be turret cannon A. Okay. Yeah, because whatever. All right. So in our test scene, I'm gonna just gonna get rid of everything. And I'm going to drop in... Is there still more in here? Is there still something going on? What's going on? Okay. Drop in a little... Not a player. Heavy turret. And it has our only camera, so as it moves around, we should be able to see that. Even though there's not going to be a player controller attached to the turret when I'm testing. Let's see, field, scripts, prefabs, yes, heavy turret, yeah. Okay, great, excellent. So now, let's go over to the paper for a minute, because I gotta work out. It's time. I mean, this is like pretty simple, but it's not super simple. It's kind of difficult. Yeah. So, what am I doing? There we go. Okay. Back to the paper. Okay. So, call this our base. Little cylinder. Or this will be like our turntable. And it has an axis running vertically through it here. About which the turntable will revolve relative to its container slash owner slash parent, which will be the base or the turret game object. Then this is our up. This is our up vector from the turntable, I guess. So up vector from the turntable. Up vector from the turntable. So, and I'm gonna get turntable vector 3. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I need these axes. Vector 3. The axis. Which would be relative to the base. So what it should be is like whichever unit vector is actually up, like y x z. It's either gonna be y or z. I forget. I don't know. But we should be able to get an up vector from turret. So let's see what happens if I go into turret and look for an up vector. Okay, so it's probably gonna be like transform dot up. Oh. Ah. And we do have that, and it's a vector. Okay, so that's fabulous. And then our pitch axis is going to be very similar. And it's going to be... Oh, you can't see. I was just doing this over here. I just coded this. Okay, so pitch axis, yaw axis is right here. Yaw axis equals turret.transform.up. So it'll be the up from the turret object's transform. I don't like whatever just happened there. Something was moving around. Anyway, pitch axis equals not the turret, but the gun, the pitcher. Pitcher.transform. Okay, we have up, forward, right, and left. So we're gonna use right. And I'll just make another aim axis, aim direction. What? Oh, okay, because the other ones are assigned and never used. Aim deer equals pitcher.transform.forward. So it'll be the forward vector relative to the pitching bit. And then so what we'll do is, in order to get okay, so in order to get what am I trying to get? I want to do aim direction minus the target. Aim direction minus target, and that'll be like the difference in whatever direction that we have to make up. And we also have to make sure that it's going to move in the direction of least movement, so it's like, say this is our forward vector and this is our aim direction. We don't want it to go like to get there. I have a pretty good idea for how to do this. So I'm gonna go back over to the paper. We're gonna get back to the planning stage. Okay. We're gonna I want to zoom in a little bit, but I don't know if that is gonna benefit us. See what happens. How she looks. Okay. So say that we have like this point right here. This is our I'm just gonna start drawing pictures. Gun dot. I'll use the bigger marker. A lovely Copic. I love these so much. They're so nice. So we're gonna have the guns forward, and then we're gonna have a target, and then the vector directed from from aim direction to target is going to be target minus aim direction. So on update, I'm going to make a new vector. We're going to go back over to our code. Keep track of difference. Did I do that right? Yeah, target minus aim. Okay, so difference. What's difference going to be? How can we use difference? I'm a little stumped. We're doing vector. We're doing 3D vector decomposition. I guess it's gonna be like dot product. So I'm gonna take a few minutes with a notepad and see if I can figure out what I'm trying to do here, and I'll be right back. am back. I think I figured it out. So, what I'm gonna need to do is actually, what I don't need is the turrets up. What I actually need is the turrets right, and for the pitcher, I don't need the pitchers right. I need the pitchers up, which is backwards, because what I figured out needs to happen is relative to the turret, which I'm gonna just represent with an O. Let's just call it O. O dot up and O dot right. It's target. I mean, it's not target. It's turret. But anyway, so. Oh, in fact, this is going to be yar. It's going to be the yar. So all I really need is, like, say we have some target off in this direction. All I need is the projection of that onto this, like, coordinate space, and the magnitude of that, really it's the magnitude of that vector in the direction of the right. And what I'll do is negate that to get a value for, like, how off we are. Basically that'll be like how much we need to yaw in order to account for this difference. And then for the pitcher, it's the same thing. So I'll do F and up. Say your target. It doesn't matter, like, this axis actually is almost completely irrelevant. The only thing that matters is the target. How far removed is it from our up direction? Or rather, how oh, this is so challenging. Yeah, that really has to be the way to go. Like, what is the size of this vertical bit? And if it's 0, then we don't have to do any moving, and if it's very large, we have to do much. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, there's gonna have to be a pitch and a yaw limit somewhere in this code. So I'm gonna let's go back to the code and pitch and yaw limit. I really like abbreviating. It's just so sad that I can't always. So I don't actually need the yaw axis. It's I don't know what to call these vectors now. It's like I guess yar. I could just call it yar right. And pitcher up. Okay. There we go. Okay, so aim direction is that. So now what we need is get rid of this. I'm going to call it d yaw and d pitch. That's going to be the difference that we need to make up. So d yaw is going to be equal to, what did I say? It's going to be, they're going to be unit vectors. So I can just do the dot product of target Oh, is this in world space? What's our transform in world space? That's really convenient. Okay, so DIA is going to be target normalized. Yeah, target normalized dot. Oh my god, how do you... Huh. Okay, vector 3 dot target normalized and AR right. I love this. Okay, D pitch. This is so obscure, but I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's see. D pitch. And I'm gonna make it. Oh, what's here? I'm not really relying on an angle, but if I needed the angle, it would be the inverse cosine of the dot product, because the dot product is AB cosine of the theta. But for the time being, I don't really need the... I don't explicitly need the angle, so I'm not going to worry about it just yet. Let's see. I'm gonna make it negative. I'm sure you can just do negative. You don't have to zero minus, but I'd love to. Okay, so vector 3 dot. Target normalized, picture up, power up, target normalized. Okay. Now, update. Yeah, I haven't even used this, so I'll probably get rid of it. Yep. Okay, and since these are by reference, like... Okay, these are gonna be an update. Okay, so I basically just... The difference is now decomposed into a yaw and a pitch direction. Now what? I'm gonna make this like set. Set the aim direction. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? In fact, I don't like having to normalize So I'm gonna make this your target equals W normalized. So I'm only doing it once. Okay, that's great. So every update, what do I want to happen? I want to have the thing be like, oh, this is how much we're off, and we're gonna adjust by what are we gonna adjust? First. Okay, I might actually have to use the cosine inverse thing, but I'll do that in a sec. What am I thinking? I got to adjust the picture's pitch, so picture dot transform. I'm just gonna explicitly set the oh, that's difficult. I guess explicitly set the Euler angles. Dot. Oh, I hate this. Let's go to Unity and see which one pitch is. Transform, rotation. That's not the one. Pretty sure it's X. Oh yeah, X. So transform. Where can I do rotation? Dot. I don't know if this is gonna do what I want it to. Local rotation. Local Euler angles. Yes. In degrees. I mean, that'll do it. Dot X. Plus equals. Arc. Post. Mathf dot a cosine d pitch. PR transform dot, pretty sure it's Z. D, yeah. And what should happen is if we have, as long as we have a, what's going on here? Okay. What can we do? Local rotation. Rotate. Rotate around. Oh, warning, use transform.rotate instead. Oh. What does that take? X angle, Y angle, Z angle. Let's do some reading. You want to talk about reading? Yeah. Okay, so it looks like what we want is the space self. Okay, and all I want to do is relative to x angle, y angle, z angle. Base self. Oh, what is the sample? I know this song. I assume that it's gonna mean self. So we're gonna do pitch is relative to the x-axis. 0, 0. Oh yeah, and that'll do it. Okay. And then transform.rotate. Which one is y'all? Z angle, I believe. 0, 0. Oh, that's the one. And we're gonna close these parentheses. And okay, that should do it. Radians. The angle. How do I do? X angle is supposed to be in degrees. I hate this. Times what? Times 360 over 2 pi. We'll try that. Times 180 over pi. It's the same thing. Oh. I assume that that is 108. I assume that it's the same thing. That looks about right. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Love it. All right. Picture, transform, rotate. And then what else could I do? I'm thinking about, I don't especially want to do anything else right now with that. So I'm going to, I see that I have an error somewhere in here. But I can't tell if it's just like a conventional area. Say aim direction. For now, I'm gonna make target public so that I can use it. And position. I didn't even use position, which is like crazy to me. Did I? Pretty sure I didn't. Let's see what happens. Amazing. Okay. I'm gonna be able to get rid of a bunch of these variables, which is always a satisfying process. Anyway, that took a while for such a simple thing, but hopefully it was educational to anyone. So let's see. Aiming equals true if aiming. I'm not gonna add that yet. I'll add that once I know that this works. Bare minimum. Gun, weapon, firing. Say we'll make the target y of 1. I forgot something. If this is gonna work, maybe. I did forget something. Hold on. Target is still W. Normalizing that is gonna mess us up. What we need is position W minus position normalized. Somewhere I use target W. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, all right. Difference. Target minus. Yeah. No. Oh, I see. That's why. Just let me type it wrong, please. Okay. Ooh. Somebody who's really bright was watching me do this and knew that I did it wrong. Okay. Difference dot rotate. What should happen is that it just points straight at the thing all the time. Points at the position. So I'm going to insert something in the world space. Oh, that's not what I wanted. In the scene. What the hell? Oh, okay. We're gonna be at 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and we're going to put something at like x positive, blah blah blah, and we just want to be sure that it points in the same direction. So I'm actually just gonna make what we should see is that the turret turns to the left. And I definitely do need to actually insert something so that we can see that being the case. So this is, I'll put this at 20, and we'll just make sure that the picture works first, or the YAR. So we'll put this as x equals 20, and in our turntable we're going to do, or in our chart we're going to aim at not 0, but positive 20. And no matter what number is here, it should be the same. And it should be that as soon as I start the game, we're pointing at the mine. Ooh. No, the result is much more interesting. I have no idea. I have no idea why this could be happening. At all. I'm gonna scale back how much we rotate per frame, because I have a feeling that that is what is causing this to happen. Divided by 1,000. I hate these. I don't want them. Oh, whatever. I don't know what happens if I hit any of these buttons. Oh, I love that. Oh, that makes me so happy. I think we're pointing in the wrong direction. Something else is going on here. Let's see if I go into the scene. Oh! Wow, it's working. Oh. Oh, we're not updating the difference? Something's not right here. We're not updating. That makes sense. We're not. There's something that we're not updating every frame, and that is causing the issue. I think that these vectors are being passed by reference instead of. Oh, no, wow, okay. Yeah, no, that's right. Difference. Let's see how that changes things. Is it gonna go the same way? I'm just a little bit surprised that it's going in the opposite direction. But this is still really cool to see. Like, I love seeing this turret swivel. That is making me so happy right now. And it also means that I'm not too far off. Yeah. Like, the difference vector... Target is in world vector. Is it? Let's look at this. Let's see like how our coordinate spaces change. Oh. What happens if I just make it target normalized instead of target dot position normalized? I don't think that's gonna fix it, but it might. I don't know why I think that's gonna work, but I have a feeling. It's not gonna work. We're gonna just change things around until we settle a solution that seems reasonable. I don't know if I have to hit like build. Okay. Oh, what? Oh. Oh.
I loved the look of it, and I also loved the imperfections of it.
Okay, I need to make.
And all of the different things that you could use to create your piece of work, your mosaic.
I'm gonna just make these values public so that I can see what's going on.
We're going to start with breaking.
Okay, so D yaw is stuck at -1. D pitch is at least changing. Becomes negative, and then I'm really surprised. Why is it stuck at -1? I bet these are... Something has to not be changing. Oh. Okay. So the turntable's rotation is changing, but it's... But its right direction is not updating. The picture up is working. Why? Oh. Okay, that would do that. Okay, so that's one thing. So now ER right is still stuck. Why is that? What happens if I just change this? Am I doing something that sets? Oh. Shit. I don't need this to be in start. Oh my god, this is probably... Oh, this is the whole... This is the whole problem. It's not in update, it was in start. I am such an idiot. Anyway. No. Okay, we're gonna start over here. Rotate. This is right. Picture, transform, rotate. These are correct. Yar. Yar.transform. What did I just cut out of here? Let me just make sure I wasn't being too ridiculous. Target minus normalized difference dot yar, right? I freaked out for a second. I thought I was just changing stuff in the wrong zone of the script, and I was. None of this really needs to be here. I'll see if it continues to change. If I get it out of the update, now that it's public. Yeah, as I thought. Oh. Why are these stuck now? Because of that. Okay, because I have to update them every frame. Okay. I have a feeling that the problem is with this. I just have a feeling that the arc cosine thing is bad. I think it's messing us up. We're gonna see what happens if I just get rid of all of that. Is it ever so slowly turning in the correct direction? Oh my god, it is. D yaw and D pitch are always going to be between like 0 and 1. -1, -1 and 1 because they're a dot product of two normalized vectors. So 1 degree, 1 unit degree per. That's really convenient actually, and because our pitch rate and yaw limit, we can just those can be the angular component. Yep. Pitch rate and yaw rate rather. Yaw rate, and I'm just gonna call them. We're gonna say 1 for now. This is not allowed? This is allowed, right? Okay. I'll take it. I'm really excited about this. That's not moving at all. Why would I do wrong? Oh, it did move. It had moved. Oh, there she goes. Okay. I'll take it. That is really close. And probably the result of the up vector being something other than what I think it is. So right now... Don't like that. Okay, I'm gonna have to go. Oh yeah. Because so if I set this to 0, let's go into the prefab and we're gonna look at this. Something here is gonna have to be rotated by. Up is the Y vector, so turntable. One of these is this is rotated. The base is rotated by 90 degrees. Why is the base rotated by 90 degrees? That's so stupid. Okay, so I guess gun up. Gun. What's upright, so that has to be forward? Yeah. So instead of up, it's got to be forward. I'm not going to change the name. And that should do it. Oh. Of course. Back. Oh, no, we are... Seems like everything that I do in terms of streams lasts 2 hours and then I solve the thing, so... This is really cool. Look at that. The turret aims. So what happens if... Okay, so what we can do is later on we'll abstract, and the controller is gonna have a whatever controller, like turret controller or something, whatever is outside of the turret script itself is going to tell the turret to aim at its target's transform, so it'll use the aim at thing. So I'm just gonna rename the function that we have in here, set aim. I'm gonna call it aim at aim 2. I don't know, I'm gonna make this stuff private again. Ugh, this... Do I not use the turret object somewhere here? Position equals... Okay, so what that should do is when I move the thing around, position will update and the turret transform, the difference vector is going to change as well. So if I redo this, And in game, if I move the turret, oh, did I not did the script not update? Hello? Oh. Aha! Oh, how very exciting. Okay. I'm gonna do a little bit of oh, okay, so let's see what happens if I rotate. Oh, this is gonna be so exciting. Let's see what happens if I rotate the turret space. R? Hello? What's the that's not what I was looking for at all. What the hell is the rotate button? I will not be stopped by this. Ah, that's so satisfying. Okay, so, and of course, we are gonna need to, this looks almost, that's almost right. That's almost what I want. Almost what I want. I'm gonna say like negative 5 degrees or something like that. If the, or just limit the turret to being able to aim in certain directions. So if the pitch is too significant, I'm just gonna leave this as it is for now because this has been pretty exhausting. I can't make up my mind. Which do I want to do? Which does he want to do? Oh, the camera. Oh, the camera. I want to see the camera and move this at the same time. I'm so happy. I'm gonna square. I'm gonna give us a nice little square. Yeah, 2 pitch squared. So the closer we are, the smaller. Oh, whoa. Not so. Because if it's negative... It's occurring to me that for some reason, what I might have needed was arc sine, not arc cosine. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not gonna worry about that anymore because it's working. So I'm gonna put in our big ship. which we made last night, the night before, whatever the hell it was that I made it. And I'm gonna take one of these heavy turrets and I'll put it on the ship, and I'm gonna have the ship fly around. Maybe I'll attach it to the player. Can I make a player the big ship? Oh, that would be so cool. This is so exciting. Okay, I didn't make a prefab for it. So here's the crossbow. I really enjoyed making this ship. But due to some adjustments in the requirements, we're going to probably use a different model for the ship. Unless we just, yeah, I'm probably gonna make another model with like a cargo bay that can comfortably hold the player. Because we decided we wanted to be more cinematic and actually use the interior of the ship as a location for the player to be in like a shop. Put repairs on their ship, etc. But what am I doing? I'm gonna make a prefab on the ship. I'm gonna make the ship into a prefab. Original prefab. And I'm going to add, oh, we can just add a heavy turret script. So I'm gonna add a heavy turret to the, I'm gonna put a heavy turret in at the, put a heavy turret in at the heavy rotating point 0. With a scale. I don't know why it escapes me, but models appear in Blender with their outer, like their base node from Unity, or from Blender. They appear in Unity with their base node from Blender rotated by 90 degrees and scaled by 100, and it is such a pain because when I attach two objects together, the one on the, like the one that I add is 100 times larger than everything else, and you can't actually see unless you zoom out. And it's like, oh, that's what I have to do. Anyway, so let's see. Let's look at our heavy turret. We have a turret, we got a yard, we got a pitcher. What happens if I have two turrets? Say I put one at the rotating point. What I would like to see, oh, 1, 0, is that all of these turrets swivel to focus at the same point. They should. Okay, I'm gonna. Is the prefab saved? Should be. Oh. Oh. Target. I'm gonna make target public. Try again. Oh. Okay, so in our scene, we do have one of these, and we have this turret, which I'm gonna move him over here so that you can kind of look. Or they're all aiming at different things. Oh. Yeah, so each of these has its own target. And if provided with it, we'll switch. So if we put a controller on this guy that tells all of the oh, this is gonna be so much fun. That tells all of the turrets to pick a target. You could pass those target locations onto the turrets in real time. Wow, this is really cool. I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna see what else we can do. Ship crossbow. Let's go into the crossbows prefab, and I'm gonna add a crossbow. I'm gonna make a new script, and it'll be the crossbow controller. Or maybe, yeah, crossbow controller. Yeah, I'm just gonna make a simple so the crossbow has children at its hard points. So if we want, we can enumerate all of these hard points. So I'm gonna give them all, because these, if I'm not mistaken, these are game objects. And so I want a game object for each of these. Wow, that's gonna be a lot. A game object for each of these, and then kind of put them into an array and assign all of the turrets within that array's members' children a target, say like the same target. So update AMAT. So I'm gonna make I'm gonna need a couple things. I'm gonna need private game. This is gonna be really cool because then what we can do is Can I push append? Guess I'm just gonna append. Push was the one that I was looking for, but I don't see it in here. I think append is the way. Append. Yeah, public. And I'm just gonna make these public, and instead of doing it programmatically, I'm just gonna assign them in Unity. Gotta add a script to crossbow. And what am I gonna add? Oh, I gotta update these. I don't know if I can build it without running. Five. It's gonna have 5 members. I'm gonna actually this might be kind of interesting. I guess I will add the engines. Engine 0. Engine 1. Okay. Let's see. Hardpoint 0. Okay. And so these hardpoints are not going to go anywhere. However, they may or may not have children. So in order to get the turrets, we're going to need another array. And this one is going to be private because it's going to be done programmatically instead of in Unity. Private game object. Turrets. Turrets. Yes, it knew for a variable. Get component. Get component turret. No. Get component in children. Let's see. We have a hard point. This is a child, and a component is turret. So get turret in children. So I guess it'll be the first. Oh, get components. How do I do this? Oh, I'm so sorry. Zoom back in. Ah, okay. Okay, so what I'm actually gonna do is oh. Oh, because it's not. Gotcha. I'm gonna make this public and we're gonna see what happens when I use it. When we start. Let's go back. Do I have to do that? Is that what the issue is? Good. Get component. Or can I not append? Oh, I see. Okay, to get there's only going to be one at each hard point. I'm going to just use the singular here. Append turret. Alright. So let's see what happens now. What can we do, Unity? We are so powerful. Alright, children of... Try children of root. I don't know what this, like, initial hump that's going over is. Still nothing. Why? Maybe... Is the script not updating? Ah. Okay, I definitely think I've hit kind of a roadblock as far as the streaming component of this development thing is going. Root is ship crossbow. The thing is, I can't explicitly set them. So, I think for the night I'm gonna call it. I'm still really pleased with this, this initial rotating turret thing that I've got going on. I'm very happy about it, but until next time, I'm gonna sign off.